How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we have the first build update video for the Righteous Fire Juggernaut in the new 3.21 Crucible League. Um, so this time around, I won't be doing a daily video. I'll just be doing occasional build update videos. And so this will be the first one for the league starter, which, of course, is Righteous Fire Juggernaut. So I'm just gonna run through some of my items, some of my thoughts, and then a map at the end to kind of show off what we've been doing. So main thing is that we got quite lucky in the campaign, and we actually ended up dropping a 6-link armor ES, which made it very easy to color. So we're currently running the 6-link RF. So we have RF, elemental focus, burning damage, support, efficacy, and then we have swift affliction and life tap. Don't forget to only use swift affliction if you have life tap. So those two kind of have to go together. If you're still working with a 5-link, I would pair it with probably increased AoE instead of swift affliction and life tap, or life tap. Really, you can't have one of them without the other. I am using a crystal scepter at this point. Managed to actually already get our unveil for fire damage over time multiplier. So we were able to craft that onto here, and we used an essence to get the minions deal 25% increased damage. And we actually do have a Crucible passive tree on this weapon. Not doing too much, some increased spell damage and mana, plus 1% to spell critical strike chance, and minus 30 to critical strike multiplier for spell damage. Yeah, I don't really know how this affects Fire Trap too much. I don't really notice anything. I don't think we're relying on Fire Trap's crit multi. So we'll take that. But I thought this was kind of cool. 10% chance to gain phasing for 4 seconds on kill, and buffs expire 10% faster. I took this because usually I'm looking for either an Abyssal Jewel or to run a Quartz Flask to gain phasing. So I thought that this was neat, and we didn't need this. Allowed us to drop the Quartz Flask because we really don't need that 10% spell suppression at all. And allowed us to instead run a Silver Flask. As for the rest of the gear, we just have pretty terrible gear, to be honest. I kind of did the campaign and then was progressing through white maps. And before getting into yellows, I thought would be a good time to make a build update video so that we could see a lot of progress in the next one, because I'm assuming that most, if not all, of these items besides the 6-link will be new, and even the 6-link, I'm going to be probably getting some Essences of Greed, and re-rolling the rolls on this. We'll just use the 6-link because it's great to have as early as we got it. Our helmet is pretty terrible, but we have socketed faster attacks, shield charge, life tap, and flammability. Pretty terrible shield as well. We're just using arrogance and vitality in there. This amulet pretty much does nothing for us besides attributes. This ring also very terrible, still magic. A magic ruby ring that I've used since level 16. These boots are probably the one good piece of equipment that we have. We just found these actually, and in those we have Malevolence, Determination, Life Tap, and Molten Shell. We actually just swapped around some of the gems and just switched over to Malevolence. So we'll see how that goes in this next map. This belt is pretty terrible as well. Just some life regen, life, and fire res. And the gloves are also not good. And in there we have our fire trap set up with life tap, trap and mind damage, and combustion. And then this is our other ring. This ring is not too terrible. It'd be nice if it had more dex, but we'll take the life and the resistance for now. Our flasks are pretty standard. We're still using ruby, granite, quicksilver, and now we're using silver. instead of quartz for that onslaught, which is nice. But none of these have been rolled yet. We're stacking up our alterations, so we might try to get a couple of decent rolls on them. But really, we don't have the instilling orbs to make them great, and they're a low item level, so not too worried about rolling our flasks yet. So far, we've been progressing our Atlas passives by going right into June, so we can get our unveils, how important they are for RF. I don't like to have to go and buy veiled items later on in the league, so instead I'll just opt into June at the beginning. And we're over here also to just get more items from the syndicate members. We got into shaping the skies, and now we are pathing up and going to go down to the middle for the shaping nodes in the center, as well as the Kirak nodes. I might soon come over here and grab Stream of Consciousness before this, just because we're not using any fragments on our maps right now, so we'll just take that extra content. But after that, I think we will either go into Harvest, maybe, or Expedition, until we get into those high tier maps and we can get into the Searing Exarch influence. We're probably going to be maybe coming up here if we end up doing Expedition and using the new gateway to be in the Searing Exarch, even though we're mostly on the right side of the tree. At some point we'll go into Harbingers as well, hopefully farm a couple of those fracturing orbs. But for now, this is the Atlas setup early on to get some June unveils that are much needed. I am in Trade League, so that's different, I think, from the last videos. So I was mostly making our private league videos. But yeah, this is Trade League, and so we actually already got 2 Exalted Orbs. Unfortunately, not 2 Divine Orbs. So we could have made some crazy upgrades here on day 2, this is, of the league, if we actually ended up hitting some Divine Orbs. But these Chaos Orbs, you know, they're still worth about 11C each. So 22C is not terrible. I'll take it. But let's get into this map here. So this is tier 4. Just alked it. And let's run it and see how it goes. I really liked league starting RF this time around. On the Jugg, it became possible this league to run RF at level 16 actually, and that was quite interesting. I think we actually did it at level 17 because that's usually what level you are when you end up completing the quest that allows you to buy the Righteous Fire gem. But yeah, with the new Fire Mastery, you're actually able to run RF pretty much right at 16 as long as you have pretty much capped fire resistance is all it takes. So in the campaign, you craft your ruby rings and maybe some other fire res on whatever other gear you're using, and pretty much right at level 17, you can run Righteous Fire and sustain it, which is fantastic, and it felt pretty good. Pox did a great job of working out the leveling route, and all the credit goes to him for this build, pretty much. You know, without him, I wouldn't have much of an idea of what to do when it comes to this build. But, you know, got a lot of experience on the build now, gotten it to 100 actually a few times between Inquisitor and Jugg, and, you know, I think 100 is going to be our goal for this character as well. Doing a lot of mapping, making a lot of currency, and hopefully re-rolling into the Elementalist RF, which I did very late last league. I don't think I ended up making any videos on that, but the Elementalist RF was able to clear maps at an insane pace, and it felt really good to get huge explosions. I don't know what that was that dropped back there, but hopefully nothing too special. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the league start. Playing as a Jugg this time felt good. Although they did nerf that flat damage added to spells, which kind of was unfortunate for, the rolling magma, but ended up working out in the end. So that's that map clear. As you can see, even with pretty terrible gear, we're clearing these maps, getting our map completion, getting our Atlas passive going. We're already level 81 and making progress. So that's all for this one, and look for the next one soon. And thank you guys for watching.